we're learning how to solve equations when you have a radical on one side. So this section, we're talking about simple radical equations. Next section, we get into some more complicated ones. I know. So what I thought I would do is just do a couple of examples, and then maybe have you guys try one.
Okay.
And then, and then I will go through the textbook check, and then after that, I can go through the quiz. I'll probably separate the two recordings. I can't post the quiz recording until all people have taken them. So if you are wanting to retake it sooner than Maddie's going to take it the first time as an example, you might just take some really good notes. Okay? All right, so I'll do an example here of how to solve a simple, if my board will cooperate, 2x minus 5 plus 7 equals 16.
Minus 7.
Yes, so this is your strategy. When you have a root and only one root and an equation, your first step is to always isolate the root. Always isolate the root, okay? So if, let's just pretend I have a 2 on the outside. I'll do this problem because this will be a better example. The first thing I'm going to do is subtract 7 from both sides. Let's make this a 3 just to make things a little easier.
Putting a 3 as like a cube root? Or
Nope, on the outside. Okay, this is the step that most students miss on a quiz.
Divided by 3.
Yes, it is not isolated yet. Yes, I just have a root on the left, but I also have it times 3. Okay, so I must isolate the root so that I have a coefficient of 1. Okay, so now I'm going to divide by 3. And I get the square root of 2x minus 5 equals 3. Now, once you have the root isolated, to undo a square root, I must square it. Right? If I have two roots times each other, it's just whatever's under the root, the radicand. It cancels the root out. So I'm going to undo this root by squaring it. And all I have left on the left then is the radicand. And on the right, I have 9. Now I can just solve this.
Perfect. Got freed it.
Good. Okay, x is 7. It will be really important in this section, and even more important in next section, to check your answers. Okay, because it's a root, especially a square root. If a square root's in there, we can never have a negative under the radical. So for whatever reason, one of your answers gives you a negative, it can't be an answer. Okay, so we have to be in the habit of always checking our answers. So if I put 7 in, I have 14 minus 5. 14 minus 5 is 9. The square root of 9, let's go to the original.
3.
I'm trying to go up. Okay. So here's my original equation. I put 7 in as an answer. 2 times 7 is 14. Minus 5 is 9. The square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 7 is 16. So I just check it. Okay.
Plug in your x value.
Yep. Okay, I'll give you guys one to do. The board would work for me. So you guys do this one. 3 times the cube root of x minus 8. And then outside of the root, minus 2 equals negative 14. 3 times the cube root of x minus 8, outside the root, minus 2, equals negative 14. Now, 4. We ready?
No. Sure, yeah.
I don't get a fraction when I do this.
Okay, well,
Do it.
yeah.
I got negative 56.
Okay, I'm going to add 2,
Right.
Yeah.
maybe. Add 2 to get negative 12.
Right.
Oh, God. Simple math.
It is, board. Come on. I don't want to erase. I want to write. Add 2. So then I get the 3. Sorry, I have to use my mouse here. Equals what?
Negative 12.
Yep. When I divide negative 12 by 3,
Negative 4.
yep, negative 4. So I have the cube root of x minus 8, that's a 3, sorry, equals negative 4.
Right. And then,
Now I'm going to cube both sides.
right, that's right.
Let's see if my board has come back to me. Yes, okay, cube both sides to get x minus 8 equals negative 64.
Plus 8.
Right? X equals negative 56.
If it's negative, it's wrong.
No. I said you have to check it. This is a cube root.
Okay.
Cube roots can have a negative under the radical. It's the even roots that can't. The 2s, the 4s, the 6s, the 8s.
Okay, yeah, that makes
Yes.
sense.
Okay? So let's plug it back in. Negative 56. 3 times the cube root of negative 56 minus 8 minus 2. See if that equals, question mark, negative 14.
Solve all.
So negative 56 minus 8 is negative 64. Okay, the cube root of negative 64 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Minus 2 is negative 14. Check. Just checking it.
That's correct. So I do 64. Or the negative 64. The negative 64 is because
I cube.
the cube is negative 64.
I cube both sides to undo the root. Okay, let's go through the textbook check.
No, I like that one.
To take the opposite of the square root, you
Square the root.
square the root. The first step you would take to solve this problem is to subtract 7. There is a chance after you have solved an equation that the solution is not valid. We call it extraneous. Therefore, you should always check your answers, yes, because you might get one answer that doesn't work.
Right.
The first step you would take to solve this equation,
Cube it.
cube both sides. The video for this section was by Mr. Witt.
Sure.
Okay?
A 7.4 is not open.
Okay, I'll open it in just, okay, I'll open it in just a sec. I'm going to go through the quiz now. So I'll stop this recording. If my board will let me. No. It's causing me problems.